27. Welcome back to Rule of Waves 3 as we enter our final showdown, it feels like, as we take on Great Britain, which almost feels like not the big boss. Big boss at the start of the game, but I suppose actually probably dwarfed by America by the end of the game. I don't care. They're our big boss, and that is who we are tangling with. It's been a funny start to the war, actually. It's been on, 4 months? Nothing really decisive, a few sinkings here and there. And interesting enough, the Brits did invade Guantanamo Bay, and we responded by invading Gibraltar. So we're kind of trading provinces. But nowhere else are our navies really showing up against each other. They've got a pretty sizable force in the Caribbean. We obviously have everyone tucked away in the Med. And apart from that, there's not huge forces anywhere else. So I've been thinking about whether we want to try and split up and reinforce, but I don't want to split up our forces too much, especially as we're still, a number of our ships are still kind of getting fully up to speed, ready for this war. So I'll probably keep them in the Med for at least for another couple of months, and then maybe we can think about whether we want to break off a force to go to Southeast Asia or something similar. One thing I'll say is I have updated all our lovely officer corps. You can see these are all our YouTube officers at the start here, and I have given everyone a command. I did have to bust a few people back down to frigate captain and captain of the navy, but needs must when you want to get in on the action. So our newest battleships are crewed. All 4 of our CVs are captained, I should say, not crewed. And then everyone else I can put onto light cruisers, because I think they are going to see a lot of the action. So hopefully we can see a few of your namesakes get up to no good during the war. Excellent. Right, there's nothing else for it. We are hemorrhaging money right now, so we will need to potentially address that. We are building stuff as well. We did a couple of new CVs we were going to squeeze out. They might end up having to get on hold till the war ends, but we shall see. I'll spend the money we've got for just now. Oh, yes, we did get our ship was in a fight. Who is it? The Martillo, I believe. Yeah, so she's a bit beaten up from over in Southeast Asia, and therefore is hurting our foreign stations requirement, and must be somewhere else as well. Oh, Caribbean. We could put a couple of ships on foreign stations. That's probably what I'll do. Just grab you two for just now. And get you home later, but I'll do for just now. Excellent. This is exactly what I want to start off, actually. I'm not talking much because I have a feeling I'm going to click the button and Britain are going to say no thank you. But convoy defense, covered by our air with ship superiority, they decline. Standard. Coastal bombardment, yeah, I might have to put something in the North Sea here, because they tend to get a lot more points. Well, not much more, a couple hundred more than we got for that. Coastal raid, again, I'm not defending this one, so they're going to get some VP here. I've got a corvette. Yes, it just seems to be time to sink my corvette. Right, I am not going to make you watch this, to be perfectly honest, so I'll cut back at the end. Okay, and there we have it. Not unexpected result. Interesting enough, the corvette I was actually given control of made it to port without incident, but clearly managed to find and sink another one. Anyway, a complete non-event, to be perfectly honest. I'm sorry, you give him 2,000 VP for that. Right. Really, history record. This game sometime. Okay. Lots of ships commissioned. Some research going on. And in like 2 months, we seized Gibraltar. Excellent. And Guantanamo Bay fighting continues. Good job, team. And I do feel like I can't complain too much about all these little panicky fights outside the Mediterranean, because that's where obviously Britain is exerting its influence. And why shouldn't they? That's where they have the advantage. But it's something we are going to have to think about. So fighting goes on in the Caribbean. They have taken a lot of their forces away from there, actually. They are blockading us? Yes. I wonder if they're going to come down to the Med or not. No, we can't sail straight to the to the Caribbean from the Mediterranean, unfortunately. We could head up into Northern Europe. No, it's Germany. Britain, 3 heavy cruisers, 4 CVs, 3 CVLs. I mean, it's sizable, and I know the CVs are all going to be new ones because we sunk a bunch of our last ones. They do have a CV and some CLs in here, but for some reason they're not being involved in any fights. The other thing we want to do is obviously keep our invasion planning going, which would be probably Gibraltar. Not Gibraltar. We just do that. Malta. Oh, but I'm blockaded, so I can't. Of course. Do I think they're going to stay there? I don't know. I'm going to wait one turn and see if they hang out in Northern Europe or if they are transiting somewhere else. And if they're going to hang out there for next turn, then I think we're going to sally forth and see if we can't have a little bit of a showdown. I need to sink something to generate some VP, because I'm just kind of losing it at the minute. Right, I'm just going to decline this. It's not worth my time. By attack, what have they got? See, they've got reasonable for 3 CVs, so they did move ships down here. Okay, I'm glad I made the decision to stay. Now we are right beside Malta, so they're going to have air cover as well. We should have more because we've got Tunis and is it Albia down here or Cagliari? I can't remember the exact one which, but a fair few. Okay. What have we got? Oh, we've got a lovely 3 heavy cruiser, which really they did a fantastic job in the last war. We've got a bunch of destroyers, which have got a whole bunch of missiles on them, which is good. No old destroyers, which would be nice because, well, I quite like to sail them out in front as a kind of missile magnet, which is not a very nice way of using them, but I think would be good. Some cruisers and supporting forces. Estimated enemy forces in the area. Okay, yeah, okay. So we're going to be fighting probably bunch of cruisers and a bazillion destroyers. Malta has 20 aircraft. Okay, let's give it a go. Reduce missile loads. We haven't fired that many missiles. This doesn't feel quite right, to be perfectly honest, but okay. Right, attack enemy ships in general, please. We have an engagement. Find the enemy convoy and sink at least 6 merchant ships. No problemo. We have done that before. Now, how are we set for time? 10 hours, lots of light. So I do think air attacks from these fine gentlemen in Valletta are going to be a bit of an issue. I'd very much like to request land-based cap over this division. And do we have it in Tunis? I think we do. Airbase Tunis, yeah, jet attack, light jet fighters. Okay, so we should get some fighters from Tunis providing air cover over our heavy cruisers. Cool. I would like our destroyers to sail out in front, if you wouldn't mind. So I'm going to take off AI control. Green is fine, but let's see if we can't have you guys in front of our cruisers. Because again, I'd rather sacrifice a destroyer than my cruisers, to be perfectly honest. Although they could probably take a hit and be fine with it. I'm half expecting missiles to start flying, but I guess not yet. Why are we going so slowly for cruisers? Let's go max speed -2. 26, you're going at 28. Let's bring you down to 27, so you're just ever so slightly faster. Reading strike from Tunis 1. Okay. Looks like some destroyers, I suspect, here. Friendly air out already. Okay, no missiles flying in thus far. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was the missiles incoming now. Okay. Missile decoyed by countermeasures. Cool. Right, more missiles coming in. So, you two, George Juan and Cordosa, probably want to launch whatever you can. Now, these are absolute nonsense. This is not CVCLs and CAs. I suspect some of these are destroyers. But let's launch what we can from these guys. George Juan, please. This is the wrong menu. Here, menu fire. Against someone who isn't a merchant, please. Yes, you will do. I think you're a destroyer. And fire, just fire everything you've got. Because I'm not sure you're going to survive for that much longer. And likewise, let's get... Oh, no, I want George 1. What can he shoot? That? Fine. Okay. Missiles incoming from George 1. Near miss. Cardoso missile incoming. Destroyed by countermeasures. Nice. Overflown. Missiles incoming again for Cardoza. Overflown George 1. Overflown. Wow. Near miss from on the Cardoza. Okay. We are getting away with it so far. This is pretty good times. I don't know, obviously they may have more missiles coming. Let's going overflown Cardoza, overflown by Cardoza. Excellent. And then our missile claims a hit against this, not a CA. We should be getting into sight range just now. And then I'll probably quite happily launch a few more. In fact, I don't think there's really going to be much in the way of big ships. Let's do... I don't want these guys to I'll hold off. Tell you what, I'm going to hold off on your missiles. So it'll still leave me 16. Oh, you fired launched one already. So where's my hold the missile? We'll fire missiles. You guys can fire at will off destroyers. I think. Let's just get them out. More missiles coming in. We should see our missiles going out. Letting our destroyers again bear the brunt of his attack. Oh, busy turn. Okay, George 1, again, overflown. I wonder if it's a thing about being these smaller destroyers are hard to hit. This could be a winning strat here, is poor destroyers to the front because they're missed a lot. Oh, and the next up, it's hit. Sorry. We're also claiming 4 hits on enemy missiles over here. Yeah, again, a bunch of destroyers, not unexpected. How you doing, George? On fire, pretty badly damaged. Okay, and what I'm going to ask you to do is touch. You can see if you can't limp home at a very slow rate. I'll let you get slightly out of the battle line before I reduce your speed. And the gun's foamed up just from our destroyers, actually. Right, let's bring you guys into... Screen's probably not the formation I want. I'm almost tempted to go like line abreast or something, but if you fire away missiles, you have. Okay. Screen's okay. Screen's okay. Let's bring you down to something nice and slow and just have you retire. Back to port, see if you can't make it, and we'll see what we can see here. Let's pull our destroyers northward slightly. I suspect there's going to be a lot of small ships here. Yeah, look at the state of this. Oh, there's a couple of cruisers in here, which I will probably use our heavy missiles from our heavy cruisers. So we've got Philomel and a Glasgow class. For 10,500 tons. Or 5,000 tons and change. Alright, let us see if we can't strike Glasgow with a few missiles. Would anyone even notice if you hit Glasgow with a few missiles? Right, let's look. Again, I don't want to go to that menu. Let's go to this menu. Glasgow. So let's say just Lima. All. Well, you'll only be able to fire half of them anyway. Oh, you fired all 4. Okay. Unexpected, but I will take that. I didn't see much happen there, to be honest. And there's a lot of little ships around here. Oh, missiles incoming there. Overflown missiles. This is the only thing. We have so many ships. You know, a couple of missiles per ship. That's a lot of missiles. There's the convoy which we need to get stuck in about at some point. Okay, we're starting to hit the cruisers, but I really wanted to... Oh, hello, Lancaster. Right. What I really want to do... I wasn't expecting a heavy cruiser, to be perfectly honest. You, what have we got? Tegus, Minhousau, Fire all, 7 missiles. Okie doke. Missiles out. And... What? 3 missile hits on this cruiser. How have we managed that? And it was a destroyer. That's slightly disappointing. Okay, I think we're gonna... I don't know, it's all the missiles done, but it certainly feels like most of the missiles have launched. We've certainly fired everything we have, and now we're starting to get our big guns to work. What I want to do is just kind of keep the range, let our guns do the talking, as it were, and see if we can't pick off a few of these cruisers. And then at some point, I'm sure we'll make a bit of a dive into the convoy itself. But make sure you guys hold onto your torpedoes for when you're in position to do a nice dive there. I think you guys can now go into line ahead as well. That'll do nicely. Okay, we have got... Oh, we did get penetrated by the Lancaster. Where is she? She there. 15,000 tons, 11 10-inch guns. Yeah, I would quite like, if we can, to target her. Again, that's the wrong window. Are we able to target the Lancaster? Okay, hit there. Ooh. Bad hit on our destroyers there from light cruisers. That's fine. I actually want to kind of stay away from them a little bit. There you go. Minhousau getting involved in the action. 2 good hits on the Lancaster. I imagine it'll take a lot to sink her. Who's our captain here? Balsamus. Ooh. Someone still had missiles left. The Jose Luis gets hit by missile. Extended fire started. And that's it. Real problem. And we respond by hitting the Lancaster. Okie doke. Let's see if we can't save you. More hits from the Lancaster. It's good. Just keep those going. Just changing targets, but fine. Just want to make sure we open up our lines. Oh, I just saw limiting flooding there. Okay, 0, 0, 0 across the board. A little bit of damage there, Malima. That's quite a lot of damage. Only from 4 hits. And a turret out of action. Okay. These Brits knew how to fight, eh? Lima takes another hit from a Lancaster. We respond with 2 of our own. And we're definitely out hitting them at the minute. Another 1, 2, 3 hits. They just get a near miss. Need be, we can always launch some torpedoes if we want to try and shake them up a little bit. Oh, that's a nice turn. Take us 3 hits of their own. Another additional one from the Minhousau. Only reporting light damage. 5-inch belt, 2-inch deck. What range are we kind of at? Let's have a quick check. I've not done that in a while. You good sir. Where are you? 10-inch guns. What's the range on this? In here, 12,000 yards. 10-inch guns, 12,000 yards. Yeah, we're punching holes, no problem at all. Good. Ha, and punching holes, I'm sure we are. Another 5 hits on the Lancaster there. Another 2. Another 3, actually. On fire. Excellent. Okay, this is good. This is good. We'll see if we can't keep punishing the Lancaster. And then we'll go and work out how to deal with the convoy itself for the mission. With dealing the threat first. Okay. Secondary's beating up the destroyers as well, which is good because I don't want to eat a torpedo. I am going to do a little bit of change of course here. Will upset my gunnery, but needs must. Yeah, now they're turning to run. This is good. We're going to give chase. Of course, running into lots of support, which is less than ideal. Looks like one of the destroyers has gone down. Unfortunately, we've lost one of ours, which was the second one. No, it was the first one to be hit. Yours one. Okay. Oh, are you going so fast? You down to 8 knots. Let's get you this way. You're still on fire. You're still flooding. Chances are, I think you are going to go down as well. So we'll lose a couple of destroyers out of this. And that's one thing we will probably run short of as the war continues. Alright, I'm going to give these destroyers a little bit of a wide berth. Okay, I see you not moving. Okay, looks like we have battered the Lancasters into defeat. Lancaster. Now we're going to see if we can't move down and make a little bit of an impact on this convoy. How are we doing? Damage has reduced in Lima because a turret was out of action, which counts towards damage. No flooding. Ammo still looking healthy. Let us continue the hunt. Okay, she's dead in the water, so do you know, I don't want to hold your fire, but we'll tell what we can do. I was going to say clear the target. It's already clear. And some of our aircrafts getting involved. Gonzalo, Gilpazo. I can't remember which one of these are actually. You'll see. Oh, jet attacks. Now we are very close to Malta. I don't know what ships, what planes they have here, but we're probably opening ourselves up to lots of air attacks. There's many hours until the air disappears. The air disappears? The sun sets, is how normal people talk about that. We'll see how it goes. 4-jet attack like a cruiser, and apparently fires 2 SAMs at us. No hits though. I'd quite like to come and some holes in those light cruisers. Now we're down in this general direction. Ah, and there goes our second destroyer. Okay. We have definitely sunk more of theirs. I think it's 2 or 3 destroyers have stopped moving already. Oh, definitely something I think suffered to our air attacks. Oh, I didn't see any notifications. Okay. Why are we not shooting at anything? Find yourself some targets, have at them. A destroyer is shooting back at us. Or are you up here? Light damage. 8 6-inch guns, fairly heavily armed destroyers. The British are now pushing out. Oh, we are shooting back with our secondaries, which are actually have a smaller caliber than the ones they're firing at us, which is interesting, to be honest. Right, let's get destroyers over to actually do this whole screening thing they're supposed to be doing. Oh, I can see some hits now on the cruisers. Excellent. Yep, we're running low on ammo, which is fine. Oh, hello, Glasgow. Welcome to the fight. I have a couple of 10-inch shells. More jet attack fighters on the way. Beautiful. I'm now going to see if my destroyers might want to turn. I want to go towards the transports. I think I do. Let's have a look. And that's not a heavy cruiser, but probably another light. Fires a couple more SAMs. This time, those be 2 hits, 1 damaged, 1 destroyed. Fair play to air defense. What have we got in the middle here? That's really not a heavy cruiser, is it? No, it's a destroyer. Right, I'm going to get my own destroyers vaguely in the right direction to see if we can't beat those away. I want you guys to come down so you can rake these cruisers, and then we'll probably turn around and head back north, so we don't get ourselves in the way of any torpedoes. You guys are going to head up this way. Let's go max speed. We'll do a bit of a torpedo run. Don't like this formation too much. We are going to have to do a little bit of a turn away here. Glasgow doing a good job of screening, and then we can go north again because they've turned. Okay, enemy aircraft are now getting in on the action. We've got 4 heavy jet fighters coming in against our destroyers, which pleases me. See what trouble they cause. Nothing so far. Destroyers are starting to attack the transports, and we're going to tell them to launch torpedoes as and when you see fit. Oh, I don't like this. This looks like they're becoming under attack. Yep, missiles launched at the heavy cruiser in Minhouse Sail. Missiles incoming, near miss. They're jammed. And that doesn't seems to be the only impact there, actually. Okay, that was okay. We survived that air attack. Yeah, starting to take a little bit of damage with our destroyers here, so let's pull off. Are you going slowly, or is it just my imagination? Your speed is 15. That's not what we want. I did see some potential engine room hits. Engine room hit, yeah. Slowing us down. Okay. Away, you're going to come away. Let's babysit everybody. Time to fire some big guns at Glasgow. Can't take that many hits, surely. Oh, it looks like we may lose a destroyer here just through attrition. Okay at the minute, but has a couple of light cruisers bearing down on her. Do you have torpedo tubes? Fine, but as expected, let's bring you down a little bit. Come over to support heavy cruisers. You guys are continue to attack Glasgow. Really, I'd like to put them both out of action. I'm going to tell you go back to AI control, and you can just come over and help support the heavy cruisers for just now. See if we can't protect this chap as well. Okay, for our objectives, have we sunk 6 yet? No. More work to be done there. Time, plenty time. We're definitely in about them. Just have to watch out for air attacks and for random torpedoes, which is usually where I get myself unstuck. More of our planes going in. It's down this way. See if we can't finish off Glasgow. As we do the old, well, not the old, but one of the convoy tricks in the for the, I don't know if they did the Atlantic, but certainly for the Arctic convoys, was when they came under attack. They were supposed to just scatter, and then hopefully by we, you know, if there was any chasing or follow-up attacks, then most of them would get through, even if an individual was picked off, which is pretty grim to think about, but yes, that was the tactic. Okay, Glasgow is on her way down. We do still have the Philomel, and there are still a couple of, there's another one, 2 Philomel, and some destroyers buzzing around. So again, just have to watch myself I don't sail into trouble. But other than that, I think we're in a pretty good spot, which is usually the thing you say before absolute disaster strikes. Let's see if we can't pick off this convoy now. Running low on ammo, which is a concern. It looks like one of the cruisers has died. We're still, I don't know which one we're actually shooting at. It's probably this one. Just absolutely raking a floundering beast, as often happens in these. And there is our objective sorted. Excellent. We're low on ammo. We've sunk everything we need to do. Our planes are still attacking for fun. Medium bombers and some jet attack going in on the action now. Looks like we're claiming lots of hits on a potential CL. Might be a destroyer, might be a CL. Either way, I'm happy it's sunk. And I don't feel the need to necessarily keep chasing all these transports around the place. This is going to be a nice solid little victory. So I think, well, let's actually, I'm going to head north to meet up with the remaining destroyer. And then we can kind of escort them home. Good. I'll let these two little destroyers and potentially a light cruiser, but I think I'll let them get away. Ammo's getting low. It's a really good result. What I don't want to happen is that I hang around too long and bad things occur. Let's bring you just down to cruise speed and let's get out of town. Okay, a really little successful convoy raid. Lost a couple of destroyers, but inflicted quite significant losses on the British. Which should give us a healthy return in victory points, which is all, well, it's not all we're interested, but is an important thing, because obviously with these little fights around the place, we have to watch ourselves. What are you doing down here? I think you are probably a random asset happens to be in the area. No, I can control you. Okay. Just sail away, please. Light flooding? I don't even know where you were or what you were doing. Okay, get out of action. Alright, I'll nurse people home and I'll see you at the end. Okay, there we have it. So there's a few more air attacks, and unfortunately that destroyer to the south ended up sinking through just this little tiny bit of flooding that it had, so we ended up losing 3 destroyers, which is not the end of the world, but is certainly a gap we have with the British. And then we sunk a heavy cruiser, 3 lights and 4 destroyers. Oh, really? I thought we had sunk more destroyers than that. Well, I guess that's what I'm saying. What I get for not fully pressing the attack, but fine. Not going to complain. All in all, a great result. 4 cruisers dead, 4 destroyers dead, and otherwise doing well. The danger with destroyers in the current era, of course, is that slap a couple of missiles on them and have 20 of them, and all of a sudden that's quite a threat to anyone. So definitely would like to keep whittling them down, but we'll see how we do. Let's have a quick squiz at, we can start with some ship details. I want to see how we got on with, let's have a look at our missile hits. So 7 for us, 2 for Great Britain. Fairly spread all over the place, to be honest. None of the big ships got hit. Who did the hitting? That's fired. No, it's hits. It's what I would like to have a look at. So Tagus managed to hit with 2 of theirs. I think that was on the destroyer. Okay, our fighter was all. Oh, Exeter got hit in as well, as did one of their light cruisers. Okay, yeah, so reasonable hits there, I think. Bomb hits, mainly all of them on that poor series. Was this from a medium bomber? Let's have a look. Log entries. £2,500 bomb, and we dropped 8 of them on a 5,000-ton ship. Oh my word! That thing would have disintegrated. Jeez, yeah, 1,000 flooding. I mean, you're not a ship at that point. You're just scrap metal. Wow. Okay, fair play. And then similarly, yeah, we dropped 4 £2,500 bombs on a 3,010 merchant. Oof, rough. And then, well, we did apparently launch some torpedoes. That one medium bomber dropped a couple of torpedoes and sunk a couple of merchants. Nice, nicely done. Cool. And then, oh yeah, losses. Total losses to a fire. We lost 1 plane event, actually. So that's kind of fine. Good. There we go. And 6,000 VP swing in our favour, just over 6. And I don't really care about the prestige, but always useful to have. Excellent. And just give us a little bit of breathing room and make us feel good about ourselves. Missile stocks adapted to the new missile storage policy, so we shouldn't have any of those warning symbols. Ah, Pegasus, some problems. It's a shame. Okay, more destroyers commissioned, more ships worked up, and some veteran bombers. A new medium bomber, and we sunk and a submarine. Okay. A mine, fine. Well, not fine, but I can deal with that. Cool. Grand. Well, I am no longer blockaded because they came down for a fight into the Caribbean, into Mediterranean. So they have brought with them 2 CVs, 2 CVLs, just 1 heavy cruiser now because we battered their fleet a little bit. So where's the rest of their fleet? So only got a couple of cruisers in Northern Europe. They've got a little bit of a force here. Again, 1 CV, 1 CV, 2 CAs. We've got a CV in Indian Ocean. Why? And not much in South Asia yet. There's definitely the chance to kind of try and pick them apart a little bit. You know, that whole defeat in detail principle. I'm slightly tempted to try and sally forth and save Guantanamo, but probably folly. But we'll see how we go. But one thing we are going to do, absolutely, try and invade Malta. I can't decide if I'm going to go as far as trying to invade Cyprus and Egypt, or if at that point we'll properly start sallying forth. Probably more interested in grabbing some more holdings in Southeast Asia. Yeah, we could try and do crazy things like Papua and Solomons and things, but no, I quite like our little Southeast Asia holdings. Maybe we could do something more here. Hong Kong seems doable. Malaya and Singapore, maybe. I don't know. Depends how goody we get. I don't really have time for another battle, but I really wanted to end the turn and see if we get this invasion off. But I'm just going to have to sit and wait. Cool. Okay. I'm very positive with that couple of months. Obviously, things can swing dramatically, but all in all, I think we're doing okay. Yeah, look, on a tonnage basis, they're only just ahead of us. Only just ahead of us. We just got to keep winning those fights. I really want to start knocking out some of their aircraft carriers. That'll make me feel a lot happier. But all in all, it's going pretty swell right now. And we're out there. Cool. Yeah, hope it's going okay. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheerio.